South Africa is for the second time asking the court to modify its provisional measures and to indicate additional provisional measures, further asking the court to clarify the previous 6 orders that were granted against Israel. Pretoria submitted that this was necessary and essential in light of what it calls the exigent circumstances facing Palestinians in Gaza, and to respond to what it views as Israel's continuing violations of and contempt of the court's order and decisions to date. South Africa has requested the court to specifically consider the following additional measures: that all participants in the conflict must ensure that all fighting and hostilities come to an immediate halt, and that all hostages and detainees be released immediately; that parties forthwith take all measures to comply with all their obligations under the Genocide Convention; that parties to the convention refrain from any action which may prejudice the right of Palestinians in Gaza to be protected from acts of genocide; that the State of Israel take immediate and effective measures to enable the provision of urgently needed basic services and humanitarian assistance to address famine and starvation in Gaza; and that Israel submit an open report to the court on all measures taken to give effect to the orders of the court to date.
The situation is urgent. South Africa has no choice but to approach the court for the strengthening of the provisional measures in place to try prevent a full-scale famine in the Gaza Strip, which experts predict could result in more than 85,000 deaths in the next 6 months if nothing is done. The urgent application has been necessitated by widespread starvation in Gaza, which has claimed the lives of at least 15 children in the last week alone, with the actual numbers believed to be much higher.
South Africa says it fears that this latest application may be the last opportunity that the court may have to save the Palestinian people in Gaza, already dying of starvation and who are now, according to the UN, one step away from famine. It further argues that Israel's ongoing failure to immediately and effectively implement the court's order and comply with its obligations under the Genocide Convention are manifest. In a further statement, the South African presidency said the world had an obligation to do whatever it could to immediately stop further suffering and loss of lives. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.